I feel there's only a few times I feel really sorry for our Zoom friends. So, people on Zoom, I just want to apologize because the smell in here of the In-N-Out burgers is an experience that you unfortunately are missing today because everyone was so happy to see the In-N-Out burgers, right? So I'm really happy. Thank you to our sponsor. I'm excited to share with them today, share more about their company. But anyways, the smell, it's like you guys know that grilled oniony smell that everyone gets so excited about. So fill your bellies, but here's the challenge. Do not fall asleep halfway through because we have a great team meeting, okay? So I know you're going to get greasified, but don't fall asleep on me because you're going to want to stay here till the end. This is your support team, guys. We're all here to help you. Reach out to us if you need anything. If you're not sure who to go to, start with any one of us. We will guide you to the right direction. Or start by talking to Dougie and Summer, who's a really good connection to put you in touch with Simon, myself, Manny, or whatever is needed, right? But we're all here to help, support, and serve you. Shout out to this guy. I don't think he's in the room. Great. If you guys know or have Kyle's phone number, shoot him a quick text right now, again, if you haven't already, and be like, hey, Kyle, congrats. He just had his first closing. I know he's been working hard on that one for a while. Also, shout out to Drake, who was on the other side of the transaction too. So they did it together. And so it was like, it went very, very smooth because both agents were really working collaboratively. And it just shows like being a part of that community is so important. So congrats to you, Kyle. Shout out to the Drakes and Nadia's too as well. But shout out to you, Kyle. We just gave you a shout out, Drake, and to Kyle. Yeah, and to Kyle. So shout out to you, Kyle. Here's some more shout outs. We had a solid month of March. Big round of applause for all of our people who closed a transaction in March. Yay. Great work. All right, Red Day. Now, again, there's some confusion I want to clear up. If you are excited to come and participate in Red Day, we're excited to have you. But there's an important step that many of you guys might have missed, and that's actually signing up on the sign up link, okay? So if you've ordered a shirt and you didn't sign up on the sign up link, we still don't have you down for Red Day attending. So help us help you by scanning this QR code to be able to volunteer. So again, there's a couple different ways that you can get involved. So let me move this part right here for right now so you guys can see. All you have to do is scan that QR code. Let me go back so you guys can actually scan it. Here, hang on one second. There we go. Scan this QR code and it's going to pull up a sheet like this, just in case there's any confusion. Again, I can help you. Doug can help you. Summer can help you at the end of the meeting so we can get all this set up, right? Scan the QR code and you're going to see a myriad of different ways you can get involved with our really special day for special people for Red Day. First one is you have to actually let us know you're going to volunteer and sign up. This is what we're talking about. So if you bought a shirt and you haven't done this spot already, it's time to do it today. So go in there and hit the sign up button right there. And then you'll go through and you'll let them know, hey, it's me. Now, some people did ask, can I bring family members or people like that? Absolutely, with some limitation to how many total people we can have, okay? So that's why it's even more important we get your name on that list. Now, if you're saying, Halley, I'd love to help out, I'd love to participate, but I have something really important going on that day and I'm unavailable to make it in person, there's other ways you can get involved too. Here's some of those ways. One, you can help donate just to the general overall operating funds for the event. So you can donate 25 bucks. That's going to help us cover things like food for everyone for the day, our awesome activities we have, like temporary tattoos and, all sorts of fun stuff, right? So that's going to go towards actually helping for the day. Or like Zena just brought in today, a giant thing of water. So you can actually sign up for some actual physical goods, bringing in a case of water, chips, cookies, whatever it is that they have on list, you can sign up for that as well. Again, not mutually exclusive. You can still go and still donate if you'd like to, but just a couple other ways to get involved. Again, if anyone has any questions about this, we're more than happy to talk through it with you. We want to get you all there. This is the first time we're doing it, and it's going to be a blast. So let us know. Drake or Brandy, any other comments? Brandy. Oh, yeah, she's back there too. I'm back now. Oh, good question. Let's do the next one. Yes, shirts. Okay, talk about that. Brandy? You want to talk about the shirts? Oh, just so you take a bite. You and Deborah. I'm like, our shirt people are back there. Yeah. And Deborah, I believe the week before is the date that we've got for something like that for bedazzling shirts. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that, just in case if people don't know? So if you like some bling or a little bedazzle, you can show up and we'll have a little craft night and we'll add it to our fun shirts, right? It's real fun the day of. So if you want to do that, look for that in the morning email and stuff. Thank you guys. All right. Feel like Red Day is just tomorrow. Okay, awesome. So we have our new luxury seller concierge program that's being announced and launched. Doug, do we have the representative on Zoom or okay, great. He's on Zoom. Let me just make sure we can get this pulled up here. There we go. All right, Ed, go ahead and unmute yourself. And why don't you talk more about the program here?
All right. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you for having me today. I truly appreciate it. And I get very excited about getting to talk about House Amp. And this is, for example, the luxury seller concierge. Now, today's just our announcement. There's actually a training session on April 27th that you'll get a QR code that you'll be able to use to sign up to attend the detailed training. But I just wanted to share a couple slides and talk to you a little bit about what the program is. So if we can go forward a couple slides. And so the biggest one, as we all know, buyers today consider a home outdated after only 7 years. And yet the average home was improved 10 to 12 years ago. And 94% of buyers are looking for move-in ready homes, and that's why they tend to sell a lot faster. And these are all based on information from some recent NAR surveys and things like that. So that is why House Amp was created, and that's why the luxury seller concierge program is being released to you. Next slide.
Oh, hang on one second. There we go.
So here's what that program is. It's an opportunity to uh, access funds using the equity in the homeowner's and the seller's home without taking any money out of their own pocket. So you'll be able to log into the platform, share with your homeowner an invite link where they'll sign up. They go through a 4-question pre-application process to see if they qualify. It does do a soft credit check at that time. If they do qualify, they're matched with one of our lenders on the platform, and then they go through the complete application. And we say the complete application, it's 7 more questions. There's no appraisal. There's no need for them to upload a whole lot of documents and things like that. It is an AVM-based product, and our lenders have agreed to waive the requirements for a lot of what a traditional HELOC would require. And the great thing is, if anyone's ever tried to take out a HELOC on a property that's about to be sold, the bank laughs at you because on average it takes 18 to 24 months before the bank makes $1 back on a HELOC. And in our case, these loans go for 24 months. On average, they're paid off in about 4.5 to 6 months. There is interest that accrues, and there's an origination fee. However, nothing is paid out of the homeowner's pocket. It's all paid at the closing table. And as long as they close within 12 months, there's no payments required from them ever. In month 13, they are requested to start making interest only payments so that they don't get too far behind. We've only had that happen 3 times in 5 years, because most everyone sells the home much faster than that. We'll talk about what actually is in that dashboard when we do our live training in a couple weeks. So if we want to move to the next slide, and what you'll see is part of the platform is something that we call prop check. It used to be called Equity Estimator, but we changed it to prop check. And this is a great tool, not only for the product, but even for you to use when you're out in your farm area and looking at a home that's listed for sale by owner, or something like, listed that you want to go after. And it gives you an estimated value of what that home is worth and how much equity they have in that home. And this is not Zestimates. We actually, every time you run a prop check, it costs our company, doesn't cost you anything, doesn't cost Keller Williams anything. It costs House Amp just under $3, because we go out and pull that data instantly from First American Financial as well as Quantarium, which are the two largest data aggregators for mortgages. So it does give you a very accurate display of what the estimated value of that home will be or is today, and what the estimated equity would be. And that's a tool you can use in the platform at no charge. We want to go one more slide. The other thing that you'll have access to, and we'll talk about more later, is lots of marketing material. There's marketing material for your listing presentations. There's marketing material for you to give to homeowners, contractors that you work with, because contractors can use this as a way for them to gather more business as well. So all of that is available through the platform once you've signed in to create your account. And we've worked with your team to make sure that everything that is in there meets all the requirements for California rules, as well as for Keller Williams rules and things like that. One more slide. And so if you want to get a jump start, you are able to, man, I hate that picture, but you are able to go in and create your account today. If you scan that QR code, it will enable you to create the account. When you do create the account, you're going to get an email inviting you to sign up for House Amp Academy. Feel free to do that. However, that has pre-recorded training. Please know that we're doing a customized private training just for your Keller Williams offices, that you'll be able to ask specific questions and not have to worry that a Keller Williams agent in Massachusetts or Florida is going to ask questions that don't apply to your market. It'll only be your 4 offices that'll have access to the training on April 27th. So, but when you go and create that account, it's real easy. It's just going to ask you a couple simple questions: your name, your email, your cell phone number, because we use that to verify your access to the program. And that's it. So we're real excited. I'll just give you a couple little teasers. The homeowner is able to take out up to $250,000 loan. The way it works, the homeowner doesn't receive the money. The contractors are paid directly, which the contractors love and the lenders love, because they don't have to worry that the homeowner borrows the money and then sits on it, or worse, goes on a world cruise instead of helping you sell that house faster. And so the interest rates right now, the APR is about 12.75%, or 6% over prime. It's locked in once they go through the application process. But remember, that's APR as they use the money. So if they say they want to use $100,000, they only end up using $20,000. They're only going to pay back and pay interest on the $20,000, and they're only going to pay it from the dates in which they used that $20,000. But we'll go into that in a lot more detail, and I'll be able to answer all of your questions and spend as much time as you need at that point. But with that, I appreciate you all. As a guy who lives in Florida, that was very mean to tease me about the In-N-Out burgers, because I only get them when I go to Arizona and California. Five Guys is nothing like In-N-Out Burgers, as much as we all try to lie to ourselves about it. So I appreciate the time and wish you all the best of luck.
That's great, Ed. Thank you so much, you guys. Big round of applause for Ed. Thank you. Manny, I know this is new to Coastal, but it's not new to our group. So do you want to just talk a little bit more about the program and
just a couple of sentences. Ed, good to see you on the big screen.
Yes.
And it's funny because you had your headshot earlier with your live video face on it, so you're good. Um, but the same picture over here. So this is white labeled luxury seller concierge because we first launched it at the luxury offices in the Valley, and it's powered by House Amp. House Amp, it's been around for quite some time. They've been empowering many big brokerages with that program, and it's very similar to what you're familiar as Zoom Casa that we used throughout the years. Um, Only those guys are more efficient and more practical in many ways. Clearly, that was a quick presentation, but when it comes to the number one, the efficiency of analyzing right away the property, the cost, etc., the value after repair, it's brilliant. Other companies don't have that, and we need it when we on the go. So that's number one. Number two, um, fast access to up to $100,000. You already mentioned that, but sometimes our seller needs something like right away, very easy and you can understand the numbers right away from your phone. And lastly, there are many tools, many assets in the actual portal that we're going to send you the link so you can onboard directly. Use the marketing, even if you don't have a seller that right now needs that service, because when people in your farms and in your spheres or what have you see that you have that availability to provide them that kind of value add, they're going to call you just to ask you, hey, what is it? I was thinking about doing something in my kitchen, not selling maybe, but whatever it is, going to open a conversation, and from there it's going to lead to different opportunities. Does that make sense? Yeah. So definitely leverage that. And then Ed and the team, those guys are just brilliant. It's a very simple platform, plug and play. And the last thing I'll say that on the investor side, cost of money, it's very affordable what they charge, because they're like a high risk credit company, if you may, right? They don't do the job. The platform has all of that, and you can enroll your vendors or the seller's vendors on the platform, right? So once you have that, you upload the invoices that then the seller approves them, and it's a done deal. It's the easiest, smoothest process that we ever experienced, and that's why we opted into the system. And now it's time to enroll in all of our other companies. So thank you.
Great, thank you. Again, we're not using it for every client, but we'd be, terrible to not promote that we offer the service, right? Like it's something that comes as a value to you as a KW agent. So say you do it, right? Say you do it. Anyways, moving on. Thank you, Ed, so much. Let's bring up our sponsor. Everyone keeps talking about the In-N-Out Brandy. Come on up here, Brandy. Yes, yes. No, you're good. You're good.
Thank you.
Different Brandy.
I'm Brandy with the Y. Are you with the Y? Okay, that's fine. So I'm Brandy with Sign HQ. We are family owned. We are your one-stop shop for all your real estate marketing needs. We do signs, banners, business cards, postcards, flyers, anything you need to, market yourself out there. We also do sign installation service. Our sign installation service, we have a flat fee, $45. It'll take you all the way to Sherman Oaks area, down to San Clemente, all the way to Rialto. So we cover all that area, and all that area is $45.
You spend more than that in gas nowadays,
yes.
driving out to some of those areas.
So we cover all that, $45. Anything over that, like Palmdale, Victorville, is $120. But other than that, if you're in those areas, $45. That includes the up and the down, and we store your sign for you. So you don't have to have your sign in your garage or anything. We'll carry that for you. Also, we have a cool little thing called open house installation service. I have twin boys who are in college. They go out and put up your open house signs for you. So
wait, stop and pause on that. Because you look how they're like, oh, $45 listings. Everyone's kind of like, oh, cool. And then they're like perked up. So talk more about that program then. Yeah, talk about that one.
Open house installation service. Basically, my boys will go pick up the open house signs from you either Friday or Thursday, and they'll put them out every day for you. They don't leave them out unless you tell them to leave them out, but they will not leave them out. So they'll drop them off in the morning, put them up wherever you like. We have a map in our system where you can actually pinpoint where you want them to be. Or if you don't want to do that and you just want to leave it up to them, they can do that as well. They do charge $125 per day, and that's going there and picking them up and then doing it again the whole weekend. You know what I mean?
That's
Every day. But it's up to 20 signs. Something that allows you more time to set up your open house and gives, you don't have to go back home, take a shower or any of that, and you can get back because you can get all sweaty with that. So that's something that we also do. And my boys, goes all to them for college.
That's awesome.
And then that's basically it. So I have a raffle.
Okay. Cool. Why don't you pull some names? There you go. Why don't you give them a good shake?
Yeah, just give them to Brandy.
Okay. Titus. Oh, Titus. Nice. Okay. Nadia. Oh, there we go. I'm getting a piece of paper. I'm taking this one. Brandy. Do we have one more?
Yeah. One more.
Okay, one more. Yeah, see there at the signs. We'll get you all a picture of the signs. Kim! Kim! There you go! Yay, Kim! Oh, that's great, you guys. Get a good picture. Thank you so much. Here, you get in the picture. Yeah, come on. There you go.
We're so thank you. All right. Yeah. Oh, over here.
I love it. Good job. Thank you, Kim, or Brandy, so much.
Thank you.
All righty. Okay, let's do some more celebrating. Let's celebrate our closings. Congrats to Grant, Jasmine, Stelios, Valerie, Kyle, Drake and Nadia, Emma, Richard, Manouchian Group. What does this equal? Another strong week, you guys. 11,520,000. Super strong. Love to see that stuff. Okay, let's take a look at the new listings on market. Okay, Mulberry Drive in Whittier. A meal team, it's listed for $549, 2-bed, 2-bath. Richard Chung has a new listing in Bellflower. It's listed for $719, 3-bed, 2-bath. Live Distinctively is a new listing on Walnut in Signal Hill. It's listed for $513, 2-bed, 2-bath. Eric Green has a listing in Lakewood. It's listed for $1,199,900, 3-bed, 2-bath. Gary has a listing in Corona, listed for $510, 2-bed, 2-bath. Rich Rodriguez and Henry has a listing, and it's an office building out in Cerritos, listed for $2.6. All right, so let's open up to the room. I know Janet has a listing she wants to pitch, so let's start with her. Miss Janet, Dougie, you can run that back there. Share with us your new listing. Congrats.
Literally just signed it.
Woo!
Okay. This is in the International Tower. That's the big round building downtown.
Yes.
The location is direct water facing.
Ooh.
It has been taken down to the studs. The kitchen's been opened up. No more galley kitchen. Everything in it has been touched. It is the most luxurious thing you've ever wanted to see. The tile goes all through and goes out onto the balcony. If you're going to the Olympics, you can just look to one side with your binoculars and watch all of the beach volleyball. If you look to the other side, you watch the races. So it's really fantastic. We do not have a price yet. Will be probably the most, it's definitely going to be the most expensive one in the building, probably over $1 million. But it is exquisite. So if you're in sports and entertainment and you have, it's 1,080 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Grand Prix. Can you see the Grand Prix from there?
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say, yeah.
No,
Just
literally,
save you a
it's,
couple $100
if
on Grand
you've
Prix
got
tickets.
somebody in sports and entertainment or in the,
Yeah.
you know, who might want to like ground zero for the Olympics, this would just buy this and then sell it after. I mean, it's
Yeah, I know. Essentially, that's about 2
it
years
will
from
save
now.
the money
So.
to do that. So it's
It's
really
awesome.
a dream. And if you've got somebody interested, come and
Love it.
talk to me.
HOAs, talk about that parking.
It's
I
got
know it's high, but that's the whole
one
building.
parking spot. But there's extra parking in the building.
Good. Okay.
And the HOA is pretty high. It's 1,086, I believe. It's got like an Olympic-sized swimming pool, a fitness room. There's a pianist in the lobby. I mean, and you've got like the secure concierge at the
Yeah.
front. It's luxe all the way. So
Yeah, that's
it's 1606 is the number.
nice. Hey, congrats,
So
Janet.
the 5 stack and the 6 stack are the ones that directly face. So it's primo, bring me your primo buyer.
Good job. Congratulations. Love it. You guys put it on your radar. I think it sounds awesome. Okay, who else? Listings to pitch, buyer needs, opening up to the room. Coming soon. Wait 1 second. Oh, there you go. You're good. Just hold it. That's for Zoom. And then make sure you say your first and last name.
I'm
so
Emily.
people can't see it.
Okay, sorry. I'm Emily Love. I have a need for a lease client, 1 bedroom minimum, around 3,000, but will maybe go up. Has a need for AC, laundry, in-unit laundry, and parking. So we're flexible on time. It's not immediate need, but she will lease the space if she finds the right place now.
Awesome. Contact Emily Love. Thank you. Anyone else? Welcome back.
Yes, I did have the most amazing trip ever.
Oh, I can't wait to hear all this stuff and tell stories.
And
Yeah. Getting used to the time change again. I was going to
Oh
say
yeah,
that.
that
Yeah.
happened almost immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, next thing up is to figure out how to do something with real estate in Italy for sure.
Oh, yeah. So neat.
All right, so Kelly Lopes, I have a buyer need. I have a client who's selling her North Long Beach house. We're already in escrow. By the way, we went coming soon with like full photos and property description, and we ended up with a strong offer before anybody could even see it, and she accepted it. So we just opened escrow yesterday without even going active on market. So
wow.
If you are going to use coming soon, I recommend like just make it beautiful, do the photos, and you never know, like you could get a big jump on marketing on selling it. Anyway, she is looking for a duplex, or I would think a single family home that had a nice ADU in the back, somewhere down, I would say in that whole like downtown to Belmont Heights swath, like south of 7th, possibly even Rose Park, anywhere along there. Belmont Heights, Alamitos Beach area. And she can do up to about 115, maybe a tiny bit higher, depending on what the rental would look like. So she's looking to move from the single family home to something that is a house with rental income. And we're ready to rock and roll, especially 5 more days and we'll have contingencies removed. So if everything goes smoothly, we're ready to do it. Thanks.
Congrats, Kelly. Good story to share. Thank you.
And we've already seen everything that's on the market.
Got it. Stuff new coming to the market. Anyone else? Listings to pitch, buyer needs? All right. As always, let's have a little bit of fun today. Okay, so first of all, I want to have a big round of applause for my 2 panelists who are going to help me out with this. And they're so in because I messaged them yesterday and was like, we're going to do this fun thing. So, of course, Miss Drake and Heidi, come on up here and take your seats. Round of applause. Okay, cool. So, is anyone in here parents? Do you guys have children? Does anyone have children? Okay. So I don't have children, but I've been around a lot of kids, right? Lots of times when a child comes to you and they'll say something like, oh, I've got this going on, or I've got this problem going on at school or whatever, your Parental reaction is to do what? To tell them what to do.
Fix it for them.
Fix it for them. Fix it for them. Tell them what to do. Here's what you need to do. Blah, 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 blah. Here's what you need to say. Blah, 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 blah. Now, that's a common reaction that we have when other people are explaining their problems to us as human beings. We're like, hey, we need to fix it. We can tell them what to do. Now, one of the disconnects that agents have in their businesses is the sheer reflectiveness of what that looks like when you're turning it around to yourself. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, sometimes we have a hard time reflecting on what's wrong with our businesses, but it's all too easy to tell your partner sitting next to you what's wrong with their business. Am I right? Have you ever heard an agent complain and say, oh, I don't have enough business, blah, blah, blah. And you immediately go, oh, well, did you do this? Did you do? It's like we have this thing. But then if somebody sits there and goes, I'm not getting enough transactions, it's almost like we're missing that reflection piece. So today we're going to have a little bit of fun because by the end of this, here's what I want you guys to have away from this. One, I want you to be able to diagnose your business like a professional. Your business. We're going to practice by being a little bit of reflective. Some of you guys in here might have just gotten your real estate license, and by the end of this, you're still going to feel confident with the tools to be able to consult someone that's even closing a dozen or more transactions a year. Okay? Second thing is, identify what could be holding you back. We all need to grow in our businesses. A majority of us are not hitting our goals and the things that we want to hit, right? Third thing is, we're going to prescribe the right models, tools, and support. So not only are we going to find the gap, but then we're going to go, okay, how do we close the gap, right? How do we close the gap? I think it's the important part. Okay, so those are the three things I want to do. So let's talk about the gap. What is it? So gap truly means, like, when you hear someone talk about the gap in their business, what they're talking about, it really truly is the space in between where you are currently and where you want to be, right? It seems so simple, and yet it's a fundamental piece that many of us miss. Why? Because things like blame and emotion come into the equation. Sometimes identifying the gap, we're so quick to offer a solution. What are some of the solutions we hear for blame and emotion in a real estate business not hitting their goals? Give me an example. What's some of the things that we might hear?
The economy.
It's the economy. It's the market. It's because I was sick for 2 months. It's because I, stopped doing social media. I mean, just a myriad of things, right? Like you guys can think of.
Prices and things.
Yeah. Oh, it's because I've had bad clients. My leads aren't good. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
My leads aren't good.
Yeah.
My buyers are so hard to work with.
Yeah.
Right? There's so many different things that we tend to, as agents, create blind spots in our own businesses because we have things that we put blame and emotion on it, right? I'm working so hard. So today we're going to take our panel of experts and we're going to break down some examples. Now, at the heart of this, when we are assessing something, whether it's our business or whatever, we have to look at things that are measurable, right? And in a real estate business, the good news is we have so many different metrics that we can measure, okay? One of the measurements that we want to talk about is how many appointments are we setting versus going on. Now, let's clarify that. Hey, I'm booking an appointment with, say, Alex. Okay, great. I'm going to meet Alex on Friday. Do I actually go on that appointment with Alex on Friday? That's a metric that we have to track. Does that make sense? Because people get sick. People don't show up. People change their minds. They're going to have other directives, right? The second one is agreement conversion rates. Now, what does that mean? When you're at the appointment, we want to track how many times we go on a listing appointment and we actually get the listing agreement signed. How many times do we have a buyer's consultation that we actually get a buyer broker agreement signed, a commitment to work together? Those are numbers we need to take a look at. Third one is our closing ratios, right? How many contracts do we sign? How many buyers do we need to get an actual closing? That one's really key. This one is one that most people miss when I'm doing business assessments that all agents love to avoid like the plague. And that's how much money do I actually earn? Okay, versus, Heidi's laughing, how much do I actually spend on my business?
Naughty is expensive.
Not as expensive, but it's important for us to know, not just, hey, how much is that check at the end of the day? How is net different than GCI? Many? How is net different than GCI? Like, what does GCI mean as a definition versus like a take home?
That's the gross commission, and then the net, which usually it's going to be about 40% after all the other calculations.
Yeah.
That's what we take home, basically.
Yeah. Like, you have to factor in our TC fees or RM fees. Like, all of those things come into play, but we need taxes. But we need to know what that overall number is before all that nonsense that we have to pay and like all the other stuff, right? So we need to know that. Last one, time spent on lead gen. This is an important metric in order to assess the gaps. How much actual physical time are we spending lead genning, right? Like the physical gap of saying, am I spending 2 hours a day? Is it 1 hour a week? Is it 10 hours a month? Whatever it is, what's the active lead gen portion? Okay, now play along with me for a second here, as we're going to take the tone in a serious direction. I'm going to give you guys some real world examples of some agents, but I need to make a disclosure first. Okay, so any Law and Order fans in the room? Yeah, I'm like, thank you, Mike. I'm like, where's the song? So I'm going to give you some real world agent examples, but just so you know, they're not our people. Okay, but I'm going to give you guys some real examples. And I heard McCoy's back on Law and Order. If anyone's a Law and Order fan, I heard he's back. I love that. Yeah, I'm like, McCoy's back. So that made me happy. He's pretty young there, but. Okay, so let's practice coaching an agent. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read the example, and I want to hear from my panel of experts. And I want to hear from you guys. Generally, let's talk about the gap or where this person might be missing it. So let me talk through this. So this is an agent who's only had their license for a year. Okay, first year in the business. They're getting about 5 to 10 leads a month, first year in the business. They're going on 0 to 1 appointments a month. Maybe a good month that's 1, or maybe 1 every other couple months, which is equaling no closings a month. They're frustrated. They haven't had any closings. And their yearly spend is $3,500. Now, let me just point this out. As an agent, your average spend, if you spend nothing else, not even including office fees or anything else like that, you're spending $3,500 a year for having your license. Okay, so let that sink in. You haven't closed anything, you're still spending that much money to hold your license to be active in the state of California. Okay, so let's talk about to our panel, where's the gap? Where's some of the things that maybe we could take a look at here in this scenario, and maybe a new agent could take a look at here in this? What do you guys see? Go ahead.
First glaring one is the number of leads a month.
Okay, talk to me more about that. What does that mean, number of leads a month?
Well, real estate has always been a numbers game. So the more opportunities, think as leads as opportunities. So the more opportunities that you are providing yourself for a lead, the better chances you are of converting. And before you even have a chance to convert, you need to be going on appointments. So to me, this is glaring. To me, this is someone that might do 1 open house a month.
Yeah,
maybe.
totally. 5 to 10 leads. Yeah, I could see that. Getting 1 open house a month, maybe getting 10 leads.
And my guess is they're probably doing, I'm German, sorry. They're probably going to do 2 hours of lead gen a week, because I know that that's a major consistent thread that I've seen with, unfortunately, too many people.
Yeah, thank you. How about you, Heidi? Any things to maybe look at, glare?
Yeah,
Where's the
so
gaps in this
just
business?
the gap, doing the math and looking at the appointments. So if there's 1 appointment a month and you're getting 5 to 10 leads a month, you need at least 3 a week to get a closing, right? So it's a math problem. So if I need 3 a week, then 3 times okay, so what is it? 3 times 4. I'm sorry, I'm doing math.
Yeah,
and I'm
12. Yeah, you're
12. So now I need 12 times those leads, right? So now I need, how many is that? 12 times 5. What is that?
60.
Okay, thank you guys. So I need
Triple
60
gold, by the
leads,
way,
right?
triple gold.
Yeah. Thank you. Triple gold too.
I know, you guys both got triple gold.
But so I need 60 leads. So that's my first
Yeah,
thing, is looking at how much
totally.
more I really need. And then looking at, okay, and what am I doing to get those?
Totally.
What, you know,
Yeah,
that's the
and that's absolutely, you guys nailed nailed it right on the head. It's a lead gen problem. We can't solve any other problem if we don't have the right metrics to start with. Do you follow me? So you can't say, I'm not closing a transaction, it's not working, when you're only talking to 5 leads a month. Right? Like producing agents, is 5 leads on average what you guys are getting for your business on it, producing agents? I mean, like 5 contacts? No, you guys are probably getting a lot more than that, right? In a month in order to be able to close. Now, your conversion rates might be better. Some producing agents might get 5 leads a month and close 3 transactions from it because their conversions are better. But at the end of the day, we can't track any other conversions until we get the leads number up. It's a people problem that needs to be solved here. So where's the cap? This is a common issue that I hear around the office. If you know that you're saying this, stop saying it. That open house was dead. That's not the issue. The issue, we have to take some ownership to it. Okay, well, if your open house was dead, when did you put the signs out? Did we door knock the neighborhood and let them know? Did you make a social media post saying that you're doing an open house and make a fun video because of it? Like, we have to take some ownership to that. Otherwise, our business is out of control and it's in the hands of somebody else.
Yeah.
Do you guys follow me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And for every mistake that I make, I try to learn from it. So I did an open house on Sunday and it was dead. But I immediately said, I didn't door knock. This was my responsibility. What could I have done differently? I always ask myself, I don't say the neighborhood was dead or it wasn't the right day or it rained in the morning or I didn't put, I mean, maybe I didn't put enough signs out. I could look at that too, but I look at what I could have done differently. And yeah, I'm really hard on myself, but it's worth it. I have to just put the bat down after a minute, but I need to look at all those things that I could have done differently, take notes, and then do it differently for the next one. And then once again, I only did 1 this weekend. Maybe I should have done 3, you know, like there's always more that I can get from myself and more that I can be doing for my business if it's not generating.
Totally. On average, it takes about 90 to 120 days to actually close a transaction. So we also can't expect to do some lead gen and turn around and have necessarily even an immediate transactional result of it. We have to keep doing the activity, right? So 1 open house needs to maybe become 2 or 3 or 4 a month. And then we need to continue to do that month over month, right? Okay, now let's move on to somebody else. This is agent 1. Let's move on to somebody else. Okay. Oh, wait, sorry. Here's some resources. So if you're having this gap and you're feeling really stuck right here in your business, if you're a new agent in your first year and you feel like this scenario is speaking to you and it's talking to you, here's some resources you need to tune into. Okay. First is going to be your productivity coaching program. I cannot tell you enough. The resources that we have through our mentors and our PC program are immense. We have a WhatsApp group. We have shadowing opportunities. There's so many things that you can plug into, and that just might be the solution to this for you. Second thing is going to be KW Command. There's so many technology pieces that you can plug in to help with your follow-up system, following up with people, etc. MREA and Playbooks, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, is a great place to start. Again, if you're feeling stuck, read that book. You're going to get so many great ideas. Then MAPS group coaching. That's an option that a lot of people don't know that they can opt into. Many of them are at no cost. MAPS coaching is the coaching program through Keller Williams. Some of them are really small costs that you can actually get very specific things, like, for example, your listing presentation. If that's something you want to brush up on, there's opportunities to do so and opt into those as well. And the last one is the office trainings and role play. Come in and engage in our classes. Come to Brandy's class, Drake's class before the team meetings. I think that's really important.
Can I say one thing about that?
Yes, please do.
The most important word on this slide is right here. Accountability.
Yeah, super important.
Whose business is this? It is
Our.
your business. And you're the only one responsible for it. A lot of people say, oh, I want to be accountable. And trust me, I've been in so many accountability groups at many different levels. And even people that are in producing and a producing mindset still have accountability problems. I have accountability problems. I mean, ask Nadia, I'm never satisfied. Okay. If you really, really want to launch, for those of you who haven't launched, and you want to truly be accountable, come see me.
Yeah.
But only if you absolutely, truly want to be accountable. because if you start it, I'm gonna nail you. Just so
Yeah.
you know.
Well, everyone's going to be breaking down his door after this meeting. Okay.
Well, and
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to add to this is this could be a very lonely business being a real estate agent.
Yeah,
So
totally.
lean in to all of what Hallie had up on that board, all the resources, all the tools, and all the people in the office. Not just Drake as an accountability partner, but any one of us can be an accountability partner. And you can call any one of us at any time. I needed to do that the first 2 years of my career. I didn't sell very many houses. I almost left a lot of times, but I mean, my famous saying is don't leave before the miracle.
Mhm.
And it is so important that you stay in it. But what kept me in it was you people. I kept calling somebody. I called my mentor. I had someone to talk me off the ledge.
Mhm.
When I went to my first open house the night before, they called me and said, you know, can you do this really quick? Somebody called out sick. And I said, well, I don't have flyers. And they're like, well, see if you can. There was no way. It was 10 o'clock at night. Long story short, I called a friend who said, you don't need flyers. Just use your phone. Get everyone's number and send them a flyer from your phone. Like I called another agent who talked me off the ledge and got me, you know, able to solve that
That's
issue.
so important.
And it was so important. And when I was ready to leave, that same agent said, read this book. And I read the book and I stayed. And so it's just, you're not alone. You're not
Yes.
alone. Use all the resources. And I have worked for very many brokers. This is the best one. You have
Aw.
so many great people in this office. And it's just, yeah.
But you have to remember, it's your business. It's your responsibility
Mhm.
to reach out to us.
Exactly.
Mhm.
We cannot check in on each one of you.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Great. Thank you guys both. Okay, let's shift gears here for a second. Now let's take a look at an agent who's been in for 3+ years. So they kind of know what they're doing. They're not setting up their zip forms anymore, or lock boxes. They know what they're doing. They're getting about 20 to 60 leads a month. They're booking about 1 to 2 appointments a month. And they're closing about 5 to 7 transactions a year, right? They're spending about 16.5 to 25K on their business a year. So they're spending some money on, you know, zip forms, keeping their, you know, everything going, some marketing, maybe ads, closing stuff. Let's find the gap in this business. Where do you guys see maybe where there might be some gaps?
Appointments.
Okay, so tell me more about what does that mean? Appointments. Like, what does that mean?
Well, if you have, I mean, first of all, it still comes back to leads. Like you still don't have enough leads if you're, or you're not connecting. I should say you shouldn't, if you're connecting with 60 people a month, why do you have only 1 to 2 appointments? So that's why I'm saying is what are you doing that you're not connecting and getting those appointments? Because you should be meeting with 1 to 2 people a week, or at this point, a day. You know, even though I may not have a listing appointment every single day, I have an appointment with somebody every single day. I'm making a connection. I'm networking. I've talked to 3 vendors today alone, along with all of my past clients. And, you know, I'm trying to get referrals. I do a lot of my business on people that know me and love me from years. They are feeding us our business now. And so that's how I stay connected. So that appointment was a big red flag for me. And then the spending. Why are you spending so much if you're not getting your return on your investment?
Think about doing the reverse math and, you know, say, okay, well, if I'm closing 5 transactions a year, it's costing me approximately $5,000 per client to gain business. Now, if you're not making $5,000 on that transaction, is that a good investment or a bad investment? Well, it might be a good investment if you're making $60,000 on a luxury property plus, but you're right. That's something that we might want to look at. Drake, any other coaching comments?
Yeah.
Where's the gap in this?
I think, first of all, I mean, it's great that your leads have increased, but I think that there may be a little disconnect here, possibly in your skills as far as your conversations,
Totally.
because kudos for getting 60 leads in a month. I mean, that's fantastic. Now we need to make sure that you're dialed in, because this could be 60 different conversations. Do you have 60 different ways of talking to people? That's one thing that I've always prided myself on is I consider myself a very, very versatile facilitator, because I know that each one of you learns a different way. So I know that if I want to be an effective facilitator, I know that I need to teach Teresa, you know, a different way, but she doesn't learn the same way that Lisa does. So I need to be aware of that. So my conversation is going to be different. Your conversations need to be different with these clients as well. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just to put things into perspective, because some of you guys, we're hearing a lot of conversation about conversion rates. Some of you guys might not know what a standard conversion rate should look like or what our targets should look like. So I made a little chart for you here. So from lead to contact, our industry average is about 10 to 20%. Okay, now we know top performers in this category really are getting 25 to 40%. The MREA says we should be getting about a 30% conversion. So that means like, hey, I'm like, have a lead versus them like picking up the phone, actually like connecting with them, right? Now, this is totally where the gap is. If we're having 60 clients, it's completely a conversation or a systems problem. The fact that we're only booking so many appointments, because really top performers about 10 to 20% with leads, but the MRE target is 12 to 15. So if you guys do that math backwards, the conversion rate is significantly lower than that here, right? So that's definitely where same thing with appointment signed and then closed and under contract. We know the conversions from getting contracts, say a listing or a buyer, are usually pretty high generally. Sales rate, a lot of people sell 100% of the stuff they do. Sometimes buyers fall out, so it doesn't work, but generally speaking, that's when we're in the 85 to 90%, right? So if we're doing 1 to 2 appointments a month and we're doing this many transactions a year, it seems like that conversion is all right, right? But it seems to me that this is where the biggest gap is from that one to the next, right?
Yeah, I always do this math. So I was always told if you're going to have a party, if you want 100 people there, you invite 200.
Totally.
You're only going to get 50%. So that's the same thing. If you're going to call 60 clients, you're only going to get 3 to say yes. Then you got, and if you need 10, then you're going to have to call that many more people. So it is that. But how do you make that connection and get that conversion and get them to make the appointment? I'd much rather them say yes and cancel than never even get the appointment at all.
Totally. Yeah.
It
means you're asking for it. It means you're practicing that.
And
Yeah.
overbook yourself. It's okay.
Mhm.
Every day works out. Every day I'm stressed in the morning. I'm not anymore, but I used to be so stressed. Oh my God, I have 3 appointments today. 2 canceled. Never fails. I only have 1 and it's going to be okay, but if I didn't do it at all, I'd have none,
Exactly.
So,
and then you have none.
yeah. Somebody asked me one time, what's going to happen if I have 3 ESCOs at once? I'm like, you know what? I want to be that. Let's get there. Let's not ask. Let's just get there.
Get there. Don't put that.
Find out what it's going to be like.
Don't put that out. I love that. So I'm just for time's sake, I'm not going to go over the ones we already went over for resources, but I want to point out some new ones. This is really key here. And if I could have you walk away with one thing that you could do today that's going to improve your skill and conversion rates, it's going to be this one right here. And that's record yourself and review your consults. I just heard somebody go, ugh. And it's okay, because whether you did it audibly or in your brain, I heard it. People are so fearful of this, and yet this could be the biggest key that is getting over yourself and getting over that hurdle is going to share with you all of the things that you're worried that people are going to think about you. You're going to see your hand doing that weird thing. You're going to see your eyes moving and not making contact. You're going to hear yourself say, one too many times, and that's okay. That's how we grow, and that's how we learn. Public speakers, Tony Robbins, everyone, they're not becoming the people that they are without watching their own film and then identifying the growth opportunities. Take that away from this. If you guys are in this bubble and you're not hitting your gaps, or you're not closing the gaps, that's going to be the tool. Secondly, buyer consultation, upgrade, buyer seller. It might be time to upgrade your documents, your PDFs, your systems. Hire or train an ISA. Some people love working with ISAs or VAs to help book appointments. That might be the solution for you, right? To help get the conversion up. Same thing with MAPS or PC coaching. Okay, get ready for this one. This is a seasoned top producer. They're getting over 100 leads a month. So lots of leads coming in. They're booking 16 to 18 appointments a month. They're having 3 to 4 closings a month, and they're spending 50 to 75K in yearly spend. Now, where's the gap in this? And if I stumped you, that's good.
Yeah, because
I just want you to know, they knew none of this.
I would
They
kind
do
of be
not-
happy right here. I'm just kind of sitting here
This was
going,
all a
okay,
surprise
this
to
is
them. I
good.
wanted this to be natural.
This is a good problem. I still think you're spending too much money. Well, in the closings, you're only having 3 to 4 closings a month, but I mean, with
Let's talk
18
about this.
appointments,
Let's
yeah.
talk about this. Let's talk about
Yeah.
this. So,
I think so.
this is the gap.
$50,000.
This is the gap.
75 on marketing.
This is the gap. If we're spending this much money, you guys, think about what might be included in this, including being an admin, a full-time person, something like that, right? So think about these two pieces in the gaps here. It's a scaling the business problem. If somebody is bringing in over 100 leads a month and we're only having 3 to 4 closings out of it, and yet we're spending this much money, it means we have a scaling and business expense problem. We need to look at our expenses, right? And make sure that that's yielding the things that we need. So for example, sorry, let me go back. I thought I had a different slide. For example, this might be time for this person to look into hiring a buyer's agent, look into hiring a full-time VA, so they can go out and increase this conversion, because this is pretty good. If you're going on 16 to 18 appointments a month, wouldn't you guys say that's like a pretty solid? Yeah. But they might have too many leads to even get these appointments done themselves. They might be pulling their hair out because they're tired. They're going to appointment after appointment after appointment. And it might be time to take a look at this, because this truly is not an ideal conversion.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. This seasoned top producer, it might be time to have one-on-one MAPS coaching. That might be an investment that you want to make. Now, what does that look like? That means you get hired, you hire a coach, MAPS, whatever. Fritz's company is a great one. It's around $1,000 a month. The KW MAPS one includes some tickets and things like that. But it might be time for you to have one-on-one accountability. It might be time for you to meet with someone to constantly go over your business and talk about that growth. It might be that we need to track our lead sources and making sure we're funneling our funds to the place that gives us more money, right? That's a high spend. So we want to take a look at it and go, is the money really working on the best return on investment? If all my leads are coming from my farm and I'm spending money on cold calling and on a dialing system, if I'm not getting leads from that and closings from that, that money would best be diverted to my farm. Right? So it might be time to look at that. Hire, train a showing partner or assistant. Again, dedicated ISA, that's a common practice for top producers. They'll hire an ISA. Client experience enhancements. It might be time to talk about our closing gifts, our opening gifts. What do we do during escrow? Like Janet has the most coolest little process where she's got like boxes she'll drop off and little things. Some of you guys will do little things that you'll drop off during the transaction. That's a client experience enhancement. So it might be time to invest in that. Lastly, brand expansion. Might be time to get better at our videos, our Instagrams, our SEOs, our GEOs. I didn't even put that in there. Getting better at being, recommended by AI. Anything else you guys would recommend in this? Someone who's got this business model? Something to do, look at?
You have to learn how to delegate.
Super key.
Because I actually didn't pick up on the scaling right away. I was like, okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. You can't show all the property. I mean, if this is heavy buyers, you can't show all that property.
Totally.
It's
burnout.
flexible.
Yeah.
Burnout is real.
Yeah.
When people talk about when they're producing at this level, you're talking about then a life change.
Yeah.
Lots of times there's this difficulty that it's like, well, I'm the only one that can do it. They hire me. Do you guys ever encounter that feeling ever?
I don't anymore. I mean, that's what I was going to add to it was get a partner, start a team. You need to add to, you need to add. I did too. Oh my God. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And because we can't do it all. And for me, Leslie and I started our team by doing everything together because we wanted to look like a team. Now we're like, girl, you go on that appointment. I'm going to go on this appointment. You're in Hawaii. I'm here. Like, we are not trying to do everything together anymore. It is not doable.
Yeah. Thank you both. I hope that the resources that we talked about today spark something inside of you to feel less stuck, right? Don't feel stuck. The MREA says you don't earn the right to have a big business. You build the systems, models, and habits that create it. No matter how long you've been in the business, if you're feeling like you need more business, it's time to then try to identify the gap. Any other comments or things like that you guys want to share? Motivational things, resources?
Well, I just want to let people know that, I mean, if you're a new agent and you think that this only applies to you, you're wrong. Because
Right.
it applies to just about all of us. This applies to me 1000%. Okay. I'm still, we do not have an escrow open right now. That freaks me out. So I know that there's gaps in my business.
Yeah,
So
totally. Yeah.
it's kind of a never ending process.
Yeah.
Okay. No matter how long you've been in the business,
Totally.
you can always do better.
Yeah. There's a book that I read a couple years ago before I started at Keller Williams, which is written by a gentleman that works with Keller Williams. And it's, I have it over there. Doors open when you knock. And I mean, we are door knocking as our, for our team, but that's not what it's about, even though he literally does do door knocking and that's how he grew his business. But it's really about how to stay in it and win it. And when things are tough, like right now, same thing, we have one escrow and it's like a shaky one. And, it's scary, but one of the things it taught me in the book was you keep doing today. You keep doing what you're supposed to do. You don't, like, yes, we celebrate our escrow, we go have ice cream, but we don't stop working that day. We don't take a week vacation. We don't say, oh, I'm in 3 escrows, I'm living the life, because I don't know when I got to remember, I don't know when the next one's coming. And the only way to stay in it is do the daily stuff. Have your systems and your routines and stick with it. If you lead generate 2 hours a day, you might need to go up to 4 when times are a little tougher. That's what Leslie and I are doing right now, where I don't do open houses. I pride myself on that. I've been doing open houses every weekend, guys. I have to do what it takes, so.
And in lieu of open houses, though, you're doing active lead gen, which is door knocking.
Yeah.
That's what's key, is that people will, I don't want to door knock, but I'll do one open house a week or something and expect the same results, right?
Yeah. So you you got to be consistent, stick with it, and just, I feel every day at the end of the day, okay, I did that. I door knocked for 2 hours. I made phone calls. I had an appointment with someone. At least I know, I don't know where the next one's coming, but I know what I did today and I can feel proud of myself and I can sleep tonight. It really helps because it's scary out there, right? It's scary out there if you're trying to do all this by yourself and not, so.
You guys, big round of applause to my lovely panelists today. Thank you guys for being champs and good sports about it. Well, we bring up Mr. Alex. Oh, you're fine. No, you're totally fine. It's a magnet. When we bring up Mr. Alex, again, if there's something today that we talked about, if you guys are having a hard time identifying the gap in your business, go through this exercise. If you need to, reach out to me, reach out to your mentors, reach out to any of the ALC members. I know they'd be happy to walk through, but again, you have to have the numbers to go through it. So thanks. Speaking of the numbers.
There we are. Oh yeah, all right. We saw rates go up, right, through March, but since the end of March, we've seen them come back down. Okay, we've seen them come back down into the 5s. High 5s, but the 5s. And it's obviously what's going on. The conflict in the Middle East is what's really driving rates at the moment. It seems like, okay, it's kind of settling down a little bit and we're starting to see rates come back down. Doesn't mean that it, who knows what's going to happen, but that's where we're at today. Okay, this is again for a really qualified buyer, but keep that in mind. The rates are pretty good. I just like to bring in kind of real life situations that buyer that Kelly was talking about. They are able to increase their purchase price because they're buying that duplex. This is Kelly Lopes when she was talking earlier. They're buying that duplex. Why can they increase their purchase price? Because they can use the rent from that second unit to help them qualify, right? That client buying a single family is really only buying a $900,000 single family. But because she can use the rent from that second unit, or even use the rent from the ADU. If she does a single family with an ADU, it helps push that price, right? So keep that in mind. It's a really great first time home buyer purchase as well. I say that over and over again, but we've been talking a lot about first time buyers. Obviously, you know, they're our big bread and butter of our business. Them buying a duplex is one of the best recommendations I feel like you guys can make. Get them in, get them starting to create some real estate wealth, and then go and buy that single family the next go around. So I'm up front, I'm here, just got back from a trip myself, but I'm back working hard. And thank you very much.
Glad to have you back, Alex. Thank you. All right, Sarah's there in the back. Make sure you go back and visit her. Say hi to Sarah and everyone else. Lena, come on up here, my dear. Yes, you do. You're welcome.
Hello, everyone. Lena King here with my NHD, your natural hazard disclosure provider. I want to talk to you a little bit about flood zones because they're disclosed in your NHD. So when you're looking at your NHD report and you get it and you're viewing it and it says it's in a flood zone, okay, that determination, there's two types of flood zones, right? There's one due to heavy rain and one due to dam failure. The one due to heavy rain will trigger the lender to want to carry flood insurance to protect his money, right? If there's loan on the property. So the NHD company discloses on the parcel. The lender's more concerned about the structure. So if your property is partially in the flood zone, you're going to have to refer to the flood certificate, the FEMA flood certificate included in the My NHD report, okay? Because then it's a different call. There's different zones, and anything in an A zone or V zone will require flood insurance. So just when you're looking at your report and you see that the section is blue, not so fast. It doesn't mean that it's all the way in or that it will require. Like, for example, this area around it is, but the area in the middle is not. But the surrounding areas are partially in and partially out. So
we have a lot of places in Long Beach that fall under this, especially after that you guys, the strong rains we had the last couple of years. Especially here, Seal Beach. There's also, you know, not just rain, but then also there's lots of zones around here. Yeah. Yes.
Anywhere around the peninsula.
Basically, yeah.
But basically, flood zones are everywhere, FEMA flood zones, and the maps are updated daily. So they're forever changing. And the best tool is the so myhazcheck.com. Go ahead and put that on your phone. So Lena King here at your service, just a phone call away.
Great. Thank you so much, Lena. All right, upcoming classes and events. Simon's going over winning the listing, understanding the leasing of their listing agreement, and confidence with ease, going over that. There is a time change to the class just for this class only. So instead of 10:30 on Friday, it's getting changed to 2 o'clock. So if you guys had it on your calendar, just make sure you change the time there. Just for this Friday for Simon, 2 p.m. All right, this is coming up. We're streaming it April 20th here in the Market Center at 10:30. Remember, there is no cost to you. If you've heard of our Ferry Dynasty, right? The Tom Ferries, everything. This is Mike Ferry. He's the AI expert. He's going to be teaching a class about AI, agent automation, etc. We'll be streaming it in the bullpen here at 10:30 on Monday, but you can also sign up and just watch from your home if you'd like, if you can't make it in person. But either way, you're not going to want to miss this class. He's going to go over a lot of content that he's using and coaching top millionaire real estate agents across the country. So make sure you put this on your calendar. And besides that, thank you guys all very much. Thank you. Documents have come out that after you usually get email.